Greetings everyone. So today we are going to work on putting in the ridge cap on the metal roof today, and I'm going to show you how I choose to do that. So let's get going. So to start off, I grabbed a piece of the actual ridge cap, and what I'm going to do is go and I'm going to mark on top of each of the ribs of the standing seam roof the where the outside of the ridge cap is, so I know where to put my Z-bar in between the panels. So I got most of the panels marked, and I'm getting close to the end down there. So I stopped about 8 panels short, and what I'm going to do is, actually I guess I'm about 6 panels. I'm going to slide this ridge down and put it right down on top of the gable trim there, and then I'll line up this end with my marks, and then I'll mark the ribs of the where the ridge ends up. And what I'm trying to avoid is, if I'm just slightly off and I mark it and then I have a short piece at the end, I don't want that short piece to be cockeyed one way or the other. So by putting a full 10-foot piece on that gable peak right there and marking it back the rest of the way, it'll avoid that. If anything, you might have a slight bend somewhere up in the middle, but you won't get this very drastic bend right at the end if you only have maybe like a 2-foot piece or something like that. So just a little tip there. So now that I've marked where the ridge cap goes, I have to install a Z-bar in between every single, or at the in between every single rib, or at the top of every panel, however you want to call it. But my panels are 16 inches wide, so I ended up cutting these Z-bar pieces, so when they finish they're at 15.5 inches. So I cut them 17.5, and then you have to turn 1-inch tabs on each end. In fact, I did a little short video just before this on making these, but we're going to set those in, and what I'm going to end up doing is holding them about 1/4 of an inch back from the marks that I put on top of each rib. So let's get one of those in and I'll show you that. So now that I've got the ridge all marked, I'm going to go ahead and set my Z-bar in here. And like I said, I'm going to hold it up about 1/4 inch from my marks. I'll set that dude in there. And now I'll put 3 screws in the holes that I pre-punched. All right, next I'm going to put caulking in this void right here, and a little more, although the butyl looks like it does a pretty good job, but the manufacturer recommends that, so I'm going to do that to both sides. All right, there we go. So just a reason why I chose 3 screws to put this Z-bar in. The snow load on my house for these panels, to keep them from sliding out, requires 4 screws along the top. So I figured I'd put 1 screw in to temporarily hold the panel while we were putting them all in. And then with 3 screws in the Z-bar, that now gives me my snow load rating, that if snow does sit on the roof, it isn't going to cause the panel to slide off the bottom. So there are 36 panels on this section of roof where I'm putting the ridge in. So I'm going to go ahead and get the rest of those Z-bars all put in, and then I'll bring you back when I'm done with that. So I have all my Z-bar in, but I have a couple of issues down on this end where the ridge ties in to the other roof. Originally, I thought the ridge would be able just to go right up under there and tuck under that panel above, but the panel is too high. If I wanted it to tuck, that ridge to tuck under the panel, I'd have to bring the panel down too close to the W-valley portion of the valley metal. So two things I need to do here. One, I need to cut this ridge at a 40-degree angle on each side, because I know that's what that angle is of my panels. And then I'm also going to make a plate that will tuck up an inch under that and come down and cover the valley. It'll cover that screw that I had originally put in, because I thought that would be covered by the ridge, but it is not going to be unless I put in this other flat metal piece. So let's go down and we'll trim up the ridge cap, and we'll make that wing shape piece that I need to slide up under the panels above. All right, let's start with the ridge cap, and we'll get that 40-degree angle coming down the side here. So let me get this lined up. 40 degrees. All right, go around the other side. All right, there we go. And I'll go ahead and cut this out now. All right, I have the one end notched at 40 degrees. At the other end, I have my telescope notches, so the next piece can overlap 2 inches. Now I'm going to flip the panel over, and I want to open up the hems, because those hems are going to hook on all the pieces of Z-bar that I put in just a little while ago. So I showed this in a video, my last metal roofing video, where I was doing the gable ends, the gable end flashings. An easy way to open up this hem, if you're doing this style roof and you happen to have these roofing clips, they go into there nicely, and there's dimples on these clips, and that just opens up this hem just enough to allow that Z-bar to slip in there. So I just kind of run this down the panel, and as I'm doing it, I'm kind of lifting up on it as well. All right, I'll go ahead and do the other side. All right, now for the wing shape piece I was talking about earlier. I just grabbed a scrap piece of the roofing that I had to cut off, and I have my larger square now, and I'm setting that at 40 degrees angle. And I'm just going to go from this corner up, and I'm going to go from the opposite corner up at 40 degrees. All right, I'm going to cut this triangle out, and I'll be right back. All right, so now I'm going to take my Malco A60 scribing tool, and I have it set at 4 inches. So I'm going to go down this side 4 inches, and then I'm going to go this side at 4 inches. So now I've got my bat wing shape scratched out. I'm going to reset this for 3 inches and run another line here, and that'll give me a 1 inch piece that I'll be able to turn up, that ridge cap will slide right over, and we'll be able to seal it and pop rivet it in. So let me reset the scribe tool. I'll go ahead and mark this out, and then I'll get it cut out, and I'll be back after that. So I got it all cut out, and I made a slit from right here at this point up to the point here where the 1-inch fold is going to go. And then anytime I do any kind of folding, I'm going to use a bar folder, I put a little notch at the end. It just makes for a cleaner bend at the end. Sometimes this will want to roll or not fold in the right place. So I did that, and now I'm just going to take my small bar folder and I'm going to fold these up. And they don't have to go very far. I think 45 degrees is even too much. I didn't measure it out once it's up there. It's a good possibility that could be a 40-degree bend up also to get that ridge cap to pass right over it nice and flat. So I'm gonna go ahead and bend up the other one, and then we'll head up to the roof. So one of the things I forgot to mention was when I measured originally up there, I had pushed that, I made that 40-degree notch on the ridge cap, and I had pushed it up, and I drew a line to see where it hit on the valley. And that's when I determined that I needed 2 inches of metal showing out from under the panel above, and then the 1 inch that would tuck underneath it. So I've got 3 inches here and 1 inch here. And this will vary based on how far you set your panels away from the center of the valley metal when you're putting down your roof. So now we can go up and put this guy in. All right, so I'm going to take my pencil and I'm going to scribe where my ridge cap is, where it hits the valley, and that'll tell me where to set that wing shape piece. All right, so this fold is directly on the line that I scribed from the edge of the ridge cap, and same thing with the fold on the other side, it matches the line on the other side. So now that screw that I had showing is now waterproof, because I've got, you know, the water coming down, it's going to hit here and kick out. So I'm not going to put any fasteners in here. Once I put the ridge cap on, we'll put a couple pop rivets on this, and so this will be more or less tied in with the ridge cap itself. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to back up this opening right here with butyl and caulking, and I'll end up caulking around this lip here, and that way when this comes back over, it seals it. So I mean, this, as it stands, this was already waterproof. It's been through plenty of storms just the way it is, and I didn't have any leaks, but this is just going to give me double or triple the protection here. So let me get this all water sealed up, and I'll bring you back. All right, I've got the center big chunk of the double beaded butyl back, you know, smooshed in there to fill up that gap, and then I've added the sealant on top of it, and now I'm just going to bring this over and I'm going to set it down on there, and then I'm going to go ahead and I'll just put a couple of pop rivets drilling through the ridge cap into the wing, and you just want to be careful that you only drill through the wing, that you don't drill through your valley down below. So you want to be going this way into the wing. Let me get those pop rivets in, and we'll move on from there. All right, there's the finished product on where the ridge cap ties into the roof above. I think that just really made it look clean. I'd much rather have just those horizontal seams out each side than that big ugly one I had going up the middle with all the caulking, because I had to make it waterproof. So that just makes it such a cleaner looking install. So now I'm going to work on clipping the ridge cap to the Z-bar that we put in earlier, and I'll show you how we're going to do that. So to clip that ridge into the Z-bar, I should have brought another piece of ridge up with me, but I didn't. So right now it's kind of sitting on top of this Z-bar. So what I'm going to end up doing is lifting this up a little bit, rocking the Z-bar back, and then it'll drop in there, and now that ridge cap will be hooked on the Z-bar itself. Sorry about the blower in the background. My neighbor's gardeners always want to get in on my videos. So get these snapped in. Oh, something just popped out. There it is. There we go. All right. So now it's all popped in, and I'm going to put 3 rivets per panel through the ridge cap, down through the Z-bar and out, and that'll hold it down. Even though it's snapped in to the Z-bar, that's pretty strong. The manufacturer does want rivets, but I'm guessing that's because, and I talked about it in the last video, if you weren't snapping it into the hem, you would just lay a bead of caulking on the top of the Z-bar and put rivets in. But you know, I'm going ahead and snapping it in. I just like the way that looks. You don't see the edge of the Z-bar under there, and I just think it makes a better seal altogether. So I'm gonna go ahead and start putting some rivets in, and I'll bring you back when we make the connection on the next piece of ridge going down. All right, so where the next piece of ridge overlaps the first one, I've got it notched out, so the one piece will slide over the other. I'm gonna go ahead and run a bead of caulking over this, just so no water can get back in under the overlap. All right, I've got the next piece of ridge snapped into the Z-bar underneath. I'm going to go ahead and set a pop rivet here, and same thing on the other side, and then I'll just continue my pop rivets into the Z-bar like I normally would. All right, so I got 20 feet of the ridge in, and I'm going to put in the last section. I've got sealant on the overlap joint there, and then I have sealant over here on the gable end. So let me get that down, snapped in, and pop riveted in. And there is the final product on the ridge cap. Hopefully this video helped you if you were wondering how to install a metal roof ridge cap. This is probably going to be my last metal roof video for this project. Everything else I have to do from now on is the gables and the ridge cap, like I've just done the last couple of videos. So I'm going to go ahead and get all that done, and maybe I'll just do a walkthrough once the roof is complete. I want to thank you all for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.